Welcome to Sports Life Talk.
Hey,
Cause this is Sports Life Talk.
hey, hey.
Rock it with Sports Life Talk.
Life Talk.
Hot topics
Yeah.
with Sports Life Talk.
Come on.
So come and get you some Sports Life Talk.
Life.
They let us in the game, now we calling the shots. Things will never be the same, so
Yeah.
forget what you thought. Cause
Yeah.
life without sports ain't nothing but talk. Here we go now, finally a show that makes your heart pound. Profound, wonder what's running up through your thoughts now. About to drown our podcast, that be watered down. Tell them clowns it's a new era, and it's starting now. 5 total strangers, the 5 Power Rangers, approaching Sports Life Talk from 5 different angles. Get ready for the change up. We done turned the flame up. The topics that we bring up, we about to blow this thing up. Yeah, let's get it cracking. KT the head coach and Miss Manhattan. Gemini Jones holds the throne, she be calling them out. Mr. United Surgeon B. Jones, the mouth of the South. From the clever athlete to the yeet of the week, we got what you need. We dropping what's hot in the streets, from copping new sneaks to locals popping, doing big things. When gossip and tea, like Kimberly, pour you a dream. Sports Life Talk, who is them? Went from not listening and now you're tuning in. If you're feeling what you're hearing, tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you for listening, let the show begin. Sports Life Talk, who is them? Went from not listening and now you're tuning in. If you're feeling what you're hearing, tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you for listening, now let the show begin.
Let's go.
I made it.
Let's go.
Yes. Welcome to another episode of Sports Life Talk, where life without sports is just talk. It is Wednesday, February 24th, 2021. And thank you all for joining us tonight. Let me do some introductions, as always. That's how we kick off our shows. So, of course, we couldn't do a show without Mr. Mouth of the South and the North and the East and the West, Mr. B. Jones. Mr. Yeet, how are you this evening? Oh, okay.
I'm feeling Gucci. I'm feeling pretty good. We got a hot one coming your way. Let's go.
All right. I see you growing shoe boxes back there. I see it. I see you.
Nah, I ain't adding nothing new.
Oh, okay. All right. Then, of course, we have Mr. United.
I haven't added nothing.
Okay, you ain't adding nothing. Be quiet.
That sounds real guilty.
Right. And I think you froze. Are you frozen? You're just trying to do that for your wife. She must be watching.
Yep.
Hey.
I think I'm lagging.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That must be
Oh, you are lagging. Okay.
Yeah, you are, because I don't know what's going on. But anyway, of course, we have our entertainment guy, Mr. United Surge over there, baby Russell Wilson.
Yeah, coming back with the vengeance. Coming back with the vengeance.
What do we call him? Fussell Filson?
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
That's it.
Man, can't believe we're at 83. It's crazy.
Yes. And then, of course, we have our head coach down there looking like a head coach right now with your headphones and your hat and all your gear on. Yeah. KT, Ed Reed, you back
In
to
a lot better mood right now than earlier today, huh?
Oh,
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that.
It's a little uncut read.
Right.
Uncut with KT.
Right. And then, of course, I have my
Kevin got on that Bruce Arians hat.
Yes, sir.
He sure does.
I have my Parisian sister twin down there, Miss KD.
Hey, y'all.
And of course, I am your host, Gemini Jones, swinging this drink around. I'm sorry. Oh, B. Jones, where'd you go? He'll be back. All right. So this is episode 83, titled YAC. And our cover athlete for this week is none other than Andre Reed. So, KD, are you doing the bio this week?
Yes, I got the bio. So KT, I think, took care of me last week, right? KT.
He did.
Yes, Okay. So I guess I will do it this week. All right. So Andre Darnell Reed is a former American football wide receiver who played for 16 seasons, primarily with the Buffalo Bills. Reed is the most prolific receiver in Bills history with 941 receptions. And what is that? 13,198 career receiving yards. Known for his yards after catch, Reed currently ranks 18th in NFL history in his total career receptions with 951. At the time of his retirement, Reed was second in all time in career receptions. He was inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2014. So, B. Jones, what you got for the trivia this week?
All right, so hopefully I'm not lagging anymore. Y'all can hear me, but it seems as though I'm having some technical difficulties. But this is actually a pretty good trivia this week. So later in this show, Miss Manhattan is going to be previewing a new show that we're going to be watching as a crew. So I am here to announce that officially the fan that gets this right will not only get a Sports Life Talk t-shirt, but I'm also going to give you a 1-month subscription to Netflix. All right. So it's valued, I think it was about $15. So you got an opportunity to get 1 month Netflix so you can watch the show with us as a crew. And I'll let her say the theatrics on what show that's going to be. But here's your question. In the 1993 postseason, Andre Reed caught 8 passes for 152 yards in the Super Bowl, but that was in a losing effort to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm pretty sure you remember that one, huh, Kevin?
I'm ignoring you. Go ahead.
All right, but en route to that game, to get to the Super Bowl, in my opinion, Andre Reed was a part of the greatest comeback in NFL history. Down 35-3, the Buffalo Bills stormed back from a 32-point deficit to defeat Warren Moon and the Houston Oilers. My question for SLT Nation, for the T-shirt and for the Netflix subscription, how many second-half touchdowns did Andre Reed catch in this historic playoff game?
12.
That's it. That's just that simple. Be the first one to go to our website at sportslifetalk.com. Go to the trivia page, drop your answer in, and boom, there it is. 1 month of Netflix on me, as well as a Sports Life Talk t-shirt.
All right, there y'all have it. If you want to dress like the crew, well, B. Jones and Surge tonight. Make sure. And that one over there. Make sure you answer the trivia question online. KD and I were being a little rebellious. We went to Paris earlier. We just got back on our private jet, so that's why we still look like
yeah.
that.
Then there's another secret why we're really wearing them, but we'll get to that in a few.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
All right. Stay tuned, I guess, huh?
Yes, stay tuned.
So moving on to some local life. KT, do you have a local athlete this week?
Now, we're going to switch it up. It's not just going to be the local life anymore. It's going to be the urban, not average athlete of the week.
Okay.
Yeah. So shout out to those ladies doing their thing in California. So when was that? On Sunday, we interviewed a young lady in Atlanta by the name of Sarah Marshall. At the age of 9, she ran a 60-second 400 at the age of 9.
Wow.
So do us a favor. Once you're through watching this show, go to our YouTube page, click on Next with Sarah Marshall. Show us some love.
And don't forget to subscribe. We need you.
Hit that subscribe button. If you're on YouTube right now, hit the subscribe button, please.
Absolutely. Please. We beg of you. Does anyone have a local business?
Yes. So I have the local business this week. I want to give it to Dallas, Texas TV. They have an Instagram page. They have about a total of almost 200,000 followers. And what they do is they get all their followers to send them videos and they post them on their story. And the reason why I am featuring them this week is because due to the weather storm that we had last week, some of us were without electricity and several other things. So I was able to keep up with all of the local, like the local closures and whatever, just news and things that I needed to know to be in the know. So I'm giving it to them. So I suggest everybody follow them on Instagram. It is Dallas, Texas TV on IG. And then sometimes they'll post some real graphic content like on their Twitter. And for those listeners that aren't in Dallas, they have an Austin page, a Houston page, a San Antonio page. So all the major cities in Texas.
What do you mean by graphic?
Yeah, that's what I want to know too.
It's like a mix of different things. It might be like some graphic fights.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Street fights? Like Okay.
Yeah, street fights. There was like a shooting at one of the strip clubs. They had footage from that on there that Instagram wouldn't allow. views, but they put it on Twitter. So
Wow.
yeah, and it's also cool too because sometimes you'll hear certain things on the news that you don't get to get all of the story, and sometimes you have like firsthand footage. So it's always good to see. And
No,
it's also
they're not posting anything like that Yellow Beezy video, are they?
no. They do.
What's up with the Yellow Beezy video?
Yeah, y'all just can't leave us out of that.
Oh no!
Y'all want to be left out of that. Trust me.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're showing that. One more thing. Oh, traffic. That's another thing. So like they'll keep you posted with the traffic, up to date with the traffic. So I recommend following the page.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm already sipping. So I think
No,
it's
some
time for,
scissor.
yeah, that's what it tastes like. Katie, let's do a toast. Let's toast it up.
Right. So before we do the toast, the drink of the week. So the drink of the month was Douce, and the drink feature is Douce Smash. This consists of 2 parts of Douce, half part simple syrup, half part fresh lemon juice, and 5 mint leaves. So you're gonna want to get those mints popping in that drink. And y'all, Douce, if you're a lightweight, I recommend a little at a time.
I was about to say, what's a part? You said 2 parts. What's a part?
I think a part is, I want to say an ounce.
Okay.
But don't quote me. I don't know.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So I had this little bottle, and after the week that I had last week, I decided to drink because I haven't been drinking. There was about this much left in the bottle. Y'all, I was messed up. So that's why I say, which was probably about 2 parts, I believe. And yeah, I was out of there. But I really like Douce Straight. I would definitely say this is my new fave because you just need a little bit and it pairs with red wine really well. So yeah, shout out to Douce. So
I'm gonna miss Douce.
Huh?
I'm gonna miss Douce. I'm gonna miss that being the drink of the month. We've been riding with it for a couple of weeks now.
Pam, what are you drinking?
Okay, so don't call me a wuss, but I'm drinking Stella Rosa pineapple. I wanted to try it. It's very, very sweet. So yeah.
I thought you were not drinking this month.
Oops.
Huh?
What? What?
Look, after the week we had last week, I think, we all deserve it.
I was just kidding. This is water.
H2O. Oh, that's that French water. That's right. Okay, that makes more sense now.
It's the French water. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm glad that we featured Douce this month because Jay-Z sold 50% of his champagne company. The champagne is called Armand de Brignac, and it's better known as Ace of Spades. And he sold it to a company called LVMH, which is Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton. He originally bought the company back in 2014 for $30 million, and I believe it's worth way more.
For sure.
I couldn't find the exact amount. So a fun fact that I did find, however, it costs $13 to make a bottle, but it sells for $225 at wholesale. That's a 94% profit margin. So we are going to toast to Jay-Z, and that's why we're wearing our little French hats, because real champagne only comes from France. So
Jay-Z learned from Nike. Nike be making them $10 shoes and selling them for $200. Jay-Z doing the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah, so toast to Jay and his new business deal.
Toast it up.
Salute, Jay-Z.
Coach.
Cheers up.
Coach, where your red cup?
I got to work in the morning. I ain't drinking with y'all. That could get me fired.
All right, whatever. That don't stop you any other time, but okay. All right. So it's time for the kickoff question for the week. Yes, you. So everyone has their opinion on who the GOAT is. I'm not asking who is the GOAT, but tell me your formula that you think makes someone the greatest of all time. So I'm assuming this is across any sport. So Serge, what you got?
I think for individual sport, it's obviously individual accolades and also how long you've been doing it consistently, and also the type of competition you've been able to beat, who are obviously trying to get the throne from you as well. And I think in team sports, it's kind of similar. Individual accolades, team performances, championships or titles, MVPs, if they allow that in your respective sport. And I think another component that a lot of people don't talk about is, can I take you, and regardless of what sport it is, and put you in any era, and you would be still one of the best in that sport. And I think that's a component that really, can really separate you from most others. And obviously the longevity goes, with the territory of, being able to call yourself the GOAT, or be in the conversation at least.
Okay. All right. KD, what you got?
This is kind of hard for me to answer, especially in sports, because I have my favorites for different things. So I'm gonna say GOAT in music, because that's like ultimate fave for me. But it's just like the whole staying relevant, and whenever you mix, like you go outside of the box with each different album or each different thing, project. Project, everything is so different. So like Beyonce, she does so many different styles from the time that she was with Destiny's Child, and then went one-on-one. So it's kind of just staying relevant, and then being good at what you do. So that's what I have for GOAT status.
KT.
That wine.
Yeah, got it. Well, when you changed your perspective of sport, that makes you kind of the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? When Magic Johnson and Larry Bird came in, look what they did for the NBA. They changed the way the game was played and the way people viewed it. Look at Michael Jordan. He came in there, he had the mindset that, hey, I'm going to destroy you no matter what, and I'm going to do it by myself. I don't care if I got a damn team or whatever. I'm going to do it. He changed the way we dressed. He changed the way we look. He just changed the whole style of the NBA. So it's basically, if you're like transcended, and you can just change the way a game is played. Steph Curry, for example, the way he's shooting a three, we never seen somebody shoot the three like this. So if you're a game changer, hey, you're the GOAT.
Okay, B. Jones.
Yeah, I like what Coach Kev said on that one. I think he hit a lot of high notes. I will first and foremost say this whole conversation came about when you start talking about the conversation of Tom Brady being considered the greatest of all time in the football, and the conversation even blossomed to a point that we were saying, is Tom Brady considered the GOAT? Could he be considered as one of the GOATs of all time, regardless of the sport? And I have an issue even saying that Tom Brady is the GOAT in the NFL. And the reason I say that is because Tom Brady is the most winningest quarterback in NFL, but that doesn't necessarily make him the GOAT. So on top of what Serge and Kevin and KD said, I'm going to add the athletic abilities, or ability in your own respective sport. I mean, I have to be able to look at you and pass the eye test. And although Tom Brady does have iconic moments mean the most to me. I could think back. We have tennis shoes, and we have moments of what Jordan did, certain things. He dropped the double nickel. We got Kobe with the 82-point game. Or was it 82, 84? 81 in Madison Square Garden. We have all of these heroic moments that literally, from the eyeball test, they wowed us. They made us feel some kind of way. And that goes into what Kevin is saying. They got to be transcendent. They got to take the game from one point to another. And they also got to be, like Serge said, they got to have a long withstanding career and be able to stand the test of time. The only thing I disagree with is the versatility on era. I started really thinking about it. That one's kind of subjective, because we can't put one person in another era. But all of those records, individual accolades, as long as longevity, but the heroic, iconic moments, it's what makes the difference. How did that person make me feel when I was watching them play?
But B. Jones, to go back to what Serge said about the era, you can't get a guy from like the 60s who can't go left and try to drop him in the league, today. Because it's not going to.
We say that.
Yeah, okay, so if we get LeBron right now and put him back there in the 40s, 50s, and 60s,
he would dominate.
Oh,
yes. Exactly.
But counter to that, what if you took a guy like a Pistol Pete Maverick for LSU alumni. I had to drop that in, make sure I kept that streak going.
Yeah,
But you take a Pistol Pete, he would have thrived in this game right now because Pistol Pete was a shooter. He was a shooter and he was a passer. So I mean, it's tough to say how the rules would have changed up some of the games because you got to remember we nobody really gives Jerry West credit, right? Everybody says that Kobe needs to be the new logo, but think about it. Jerry West didn't have a 3-point line. What would he have done if he had a 3-point line? How would that have changed his individual statistics if that man was dropping threes on you? Because he was shooting the ball deep. They just was only counting for 2. You following me, Serge?
Yep. Yeah,
So
I agree with you 1,000%.
Yeah, I'm following on there too, but made Jerry West go left, and let's see how great he is. Will he be the logo? Just saying.
What hand the ball in when he on the logo? It's in the left hand or it's in the right hand?
Hell, I don't know. I know he didn't go.
I think it's in the left hand. I think the ball is in the left hand on the logo.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It was an accident.
I agree with KD. I can't tell you GOATs in sports, but like music and actors. But for me, I think musicians, I need to be entertained at a show. If I'm going to a concert, I remember, and I hate to put this out there, I remember seeing Keisha Cole in a concert because she was opening for R. Kelly. Now, this was a long time ago before y'all accused me of being an R. Kelly supporter. So it was a long time ago. And I remember like she wasn't doing anything. I mean, she was jamming. But I was just like, okay, this is boring. I like a show. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be dancing yourself, but I mean, bring some dancers out or something. She had like 2 and they was like,
or like visuals, bring visuals.
Yeah, something. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to a Beyonce concert, but it is like, I mean, you don't even know where to look. It's so much going on. Right. You just like it's just so amazing. So I like
you're in a zone. You get zoned out that you're like just so focusing on the show that it's like
absolutely. Now, don't get me wrong. Like an India Arie probably wouldn't be able to do that type of show, but her music is different, and so she would entertain me like. If I close my eyes, I could just like feel like I'm just.
You're related.
Wouldn't that kind of be like feeling the expectation? Like if you go to a certain type of concert that you want it to be fast paced, you want to go and they do fast paced well. India Arie, you wouldn't go in the India Arie concert, looking to get.
I'm ready to.
Yeah. But can we vote on one thing, or can we all agree on one thing? The terminology of leadership and a good player in the locker room or good teammate, that should be removed from the GOAT conversation altogether. Can we at least agree on that one, sir?
Yeah, I agree because I think all people or players aren't created equal, and I think one can have some relevancy towards something, but it doesn't always have to be the end all be all. So, and how people lead is different, and so I think a lot of people just strictly look at the verbal side of being a leader, yelling and teaching and coaching. But I think a lot of it can just be your actions. You just show up to work every day. You're the first one and last one out. Well, nobody can come and say anything else to the coach that the star players getting different treatment. Well, I mean, hey, he's putting his work in. So you don't have to talk for us to say that he's a leader. But that shouldn't really have to go anywhere when it comes to the actual realistic GOAT debate.
Yeah, I think because I'm hearing too many people say that he's the greatest leader. He look at how he changed the culture. That has nothing to do with being considered a great. That's a great player. That's a great attribute, but it's not GOAT-worthy conversation, man.
Yeah, and now I'm cut you off like you cut me off.
I'm sorry, Pam. I'm lagging. I'm sorry. I'm lagging real bad, so my timing is going to be horrible.
You all right. All right, well, let's get into some headlines. So the NBA All-Star game this year is in Atlanta. And even though the mayor of Atlanta has urged y'all to stay at home, it will only be a one-night event. And so are you looking forward to All-Star weekend? Like, will it be the same, the dunk contest, the three-point contest, just the game itself? Is there even a point of having one this year? So what are you guys' opinions on that? KT?
Y'all know how I'm gonna feel about it. Why do we want to see a meaningless exhibition game during the pandemic? I get for the entertainment value and for the NBA to make some, a couple of dollars. But if you're really trying to stop the spread of COVID, why in the hell are we meeting to play in the All-Star game? I just don't understand it. Will I watch it? If I'm not playing video games, yeah, because I can care less about it. Just get me to the playoffs and NBA finals.
Okay. All right, B. Jones.
Yeah, I'm interested. I think I'm most excited about seeing how they're gonna pull all of these events off in one night. I want to see if it's gonna stay true to form. I really felt that they did a good job of making the Super Bowl authentic, even though we had so many fans that weren't a part of it. Everything kind of still felt the same. I'm nervous about trying to get a slam dunk contest in at halftime or a Sprite skills challenge done before the game, the Pepsi 3-point contest. I just it's gonna be so much jumbled in. I don't know if it's gonna feel authentic and it's gonna feel like an event. I remember vividly growing up as a kid, you'll get out of school on Friday and you was excited. You was like, cuz it's All-Star night. We finna go home and watch the slam dunk contest. And then Saturday you would get, the rookie game or whatever was going on Saturday. The slam dunk contest will be on Saturday and then the game would be on Sunday. But y'all see what I'm saying? It was a full event. Like All-Star weekend was a full weekend thing. And I'm a little nervous about trying to pull it all off in a couple of hours.
All right, Serge.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that too. KT as well. Like I think the whole pandemic thing is obviously the first and foremost reason why they probably realistically shouldn't have had the game. Especially if you tell the players before the season started that, hey, we're going to start the season before Christmas, but we're not going to have All-Star game. You're not going to have a week off so you can decompress and things like that and go on vacation with your family, whatever that case may be. But since they're having the game, it's kind of like one of those questions. Ask me in 2 weeks after the game is over with, because I want to know, do people catch COVID? And I mean by the players. And I think, I'm still going to watch because I'm just a huge basketball fan. And I think the game started becoming exciting again last year because they changed the format. Obviously, using the score for the fourth quarter to be
that's right,
dedicated to Kobe Bryant. So it's whatever your total is plus 24. Is what you have to get to. So the game got really competitive last year and people were playing defense, and also whoever wins is able to donate X amount of dollars to HBCU school of their choosing. So there is obviously that benefit to it that actually does, play a big factor into it for me. But I think the fact that there won't be any fans in the stands, I think there'll be like 500 to 1,000 people that are maybe close friends and or really family, not even friends. And maybe some essential healthcare workers that will actually be there. So I think the game was more exciting last year because there was fans there because it was nip and tuck at the very end. And it was awesome. And, everybody was kind of fresh off of, passing of Kobe and stuff like that too. So I'm interested to see. I do think that the slam dunk contest being in the halftime this year may be something that if it does well, that they may consider doing that going forward, because I kind of do like that, because I feel like people are tuning in for the game, and the slam dunk contest is really the main thing on Saturday night that people tune into anyways. But obviously revenue may be lost because you're splitting it into or making it into one night rather than splitting into two any other year. So I'm gonna be watching it, but it all is going to depend on 2 weeks afterwards. Do we have any COVID cases with the players that were actually playing in the game?
Yeah, and that's another thing. You're expecting guys to go to All-Star weekend and not kick it. So basically you want them to go
It's a bubble, basically.
And not enjoy themselves All-Star weekend. That's a no.
But Kevin, what y'all gonna do with all of these strippers who look forward to paying their bills? They make a year's salary this weekend going to All-Star weekend, and y'all telling these folks they ain't got jobs.
Team, so
it's
Magic City.
All right,
I've already seen 4 or 5 different flyers already for celebrity parties, so it was just a matter of time before that was going to happen.
Wow. All right, KD, where you at, girl?
I'm here. So my with all the weather, all the wetness, and it's changed into like almost
80 degrees
spring.
Later. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's almost turned into springtime / summer. My allergy. Oh, and it was mad windy today. So my allergies, y'all, are on like 15. Like forget 10, they're on 15 today. So I keep turning my camera off so I can clean my nose. So excuse me, y'all.
You need one of those little baby things, the little blue things you
Yeah.
your boogers out.
Yeah. All right. So what I'm looking forward to. So I didn't watch the game last year. So it'll be new to me with the way that they changed it. And then the fact that they are donating more than the 2.5 million in funds and resources to HBCUs, just like Serge said. And of course, for me, it's going to be all the social media coverage. Since COVID has been present, I have been living vicariously through all the people that I follow on the medias of social, because like y'all said, there will be after parties, there will be day parties, brunches. So yeah, so y'all do y'all thing out there, and I'm going to watch y'all from behind the screen of my phone. So yeah.
Yeah, craziness.
Hey,
All right.
Pam. Pam, before we move on, can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Ma'am, thank you so much, Pam. Excuse me, Gemini Jones, hashtag. Hey, if you're on Facebook rocking with us and you're making comments, it's a chance that we won't see them. And that's because Facebook has kind of been hating on StreamYard. So most of the comments that we are seeing are coming from YouTube. So starting next week, if you want to actually work with us in the comments, like right now, Scoop and Katie, they're having a great discussion on who's the greatest and all of that. So if you actually want to rock and where we can see everything and get you on screen, watch us on YouTube.
Yeah, come on, Mark Zuckerberg, man. Yeah,
Right? He's such a hater. Such a hater. All right. It is time for Power Surge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My
Yes,
electric
sir.
energy
All these fellas.
coming to you.
Oh,
I
y'all.
did it right. I did it right.
Hey, you did it. Okay, I see the little blue on your. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. So this week, we obviously got the news of the All-Star team last week. The starters were announced, and as well as the reserves were announced yesterday. So obviously, this is every year topic. There's always somebody that maybe probably should have made it over somebody else, and we call these obviously snubs. And so I wanted to get KT and B Jones, y'all's take on who you guys both, whether it's on the East or the West side, on the Western Conference side, who you think got snubbed, and who would you replace that snubbed individual with? KT, I'll start with you.
Oh, well, I'm going to go with Booker from Phoenix for the simple fact that before they went into the bubble, this man brought his team together in a room, and they were united. And then they went out there and they did their thing, and they went, 13-0 in the bubble?
8-0, yeah,
8-0. All thanks to some lovely young lady who made sure the team got everything everything together pretty much. Yeah. And I guess who would I take out? I would probably take out. Ooh, that's a kind of tough one. Rudy Gobert, I'd take him out. I know he's a great defensive player, but I would take him out if I just had to take somebody out.
Okay. I can respect that. B. Jones?
Yeah. But that team unit with Booker, that was great, though. Great job, people.
Dang, I hate it when me and Kevin vibe because I'm kind of following the same formula as Kev's. I'm going to add Bam to the All-Star game, and I'm gonna take out Nikolai Vucevic, and for the exact reason that I can barely pronounce his name. He's not a household name. This is the NBA All-Star weekend. We need to be able to come and see people that we enjoy play. Now, I don't agree with how they vote on this starting five, but at the same point in time, it's tougher for Bam to do what he does when he plays with a much better team comprised of better talent than Vucevic. Vucevic is basically the only player in damn near Orlando. And he gonna put up gaudy numbers. I think Bam right now averaging close to 20 a game, 10 rebound, I think 9.5. I mean, so this dude is putting up all-star caliber numbers. And also last year, Bam took that step from the bubble. So that's why I'm getting it from you, Kim, because Bam made that bubble step, and I think we're seeing it play out on the field this year, on the court this year.
Okay. I actually would also take out Vucevic in the East, but I would actually replace him with Domantas Sabonis. Because I feel like he's dropping, I think, a couple points less, but has a little bit more rebounds and also drops 5.5 assists a game. And his team is actually winning. And I think you obviously have to play a factor into winning, not just, especially when you're picking reserves and not getting voted on by the fans. And so if without Sabonis, they're not who they are. And you even saw last year when they were in the playoffs, they didn't have him. And they obviously completely struggled in the playoffs. So I would actually take him out. And KT, you picked, or both of you guys, I guess, would have picked Booker, or you said Rudy Gobert. I would actually take out Chris Paul because
I would have took out Chris Paul too. I was close to it.
Because
I was close to
I feel like at the end of the day, if you're giving him the who's the most important player award, Chris Paul might get that. But who's playing like an all-star and putting up all-star numbers, it's Devin Booker, and that's why he should be on the team. Now, granted, today they did announce, because AD is obviously not going to be playing the game, that Devin Booker is going to be replacing him. But he is the person. I mean, Chris Paul and so many other guys that play came out and said that Devin Booker should have made the team. Rudy Gobert, you have to have two players from the number one seed, in the conference, especially in the Western Conference. You can't have just only Donovan Mitchell make that team. Mike Conley's been out too many games, and Rudy Gobert is obviously a perennial defensive all-star, as well as giving you 12, 13 points, as well as 12, 13 rebounds. So, and they're only lost 6 games so far in the season. So I would definitely have to keep Rudy Gobert on the team.
This is Utah we're talking about. We're talking about. It's going to be the same team. They get in the playoffs, and they're going to be out the first.
But we're not talking about, are they a championship contender? We're talking about who are all-stars, right? I mean, so you have to factor into winning, right? I mean, you have to factor into winning, because otherwise, if we're going to go with, say, who a better player is or who's putting up better numbers, I mean, there's guys like De'Aaron Fox in Sacramento that's putting up great numbers.
Trae Young.
Trae Young, Trae Young is putting up great numbers, but they're not winning. So, Trae Young would have been a great option in the East too, but that is what it is. And then, so also going forward for the next couple of weeks, we're actually going to do a segment called Old School versus New School, where we're going to go by category as far as the timeline between 1990 and 2005 being old school, and then 2006 to current 2021 being the new school, so that I feel like most of the viewers that currently watch our show should more than likely have evidence of players they've actually watched either growing up or have seen enough footage and know their numbers about. So this week we're going to start with the best dunkers, and in the old school division we got Vince Carter. He's probably somebody that could technically lap over into both.
Yeah, he's
old
both
school and new school. Michael Jordan, obviously, Dominique Wilkins, and Sean Kemp are the guys that we've selected from the old school category. And in the new school, we obviously got Zach LaVine, Blake Griffin, a very underrated dunker who won it a couple of times, Jason Richardson. And then obviously Aaron Gordon, who probably got robbed a couple of times as well. But
Twice.
At the end of the day, regardless of what you feel like, it's just like when you go up against Vince Carter in 2000, Steve Francis and T-Mac probably would have won it any other year. But you're going up against Vince Carter, you're not going to win it. So with that being said, I guess, B. Jones, give me your, kind of viewpoint on some of the guys that I mentioned and.
No, the list is very thorough, and this is a tough competition. I'm gonna have to go ranking off of performances, right? And the reason I am going old school ballers is because although Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon, they battled it out for what was considered probably the greatest modern day era slam dunk contest, what we saw Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins do for that one slam dunk contest was amazing. And I don't really even consider Jordan as being one of the best dunkers. I probably could have found other dunkers that were more explosive, but based off of we just looking at slam dunk contests alone, you gotta put Mike up there with I think what he had like 650s or something like that. But old school easily, especially and if you want to say Vince Carter, if you take Vince Carter out, we may have a conversation. But putting Vinsanity into the old school, it's a wrap. There's nobody that's yoking like them boys.
Yeah, I agree. KT?
It's old school. Whatever category Vince Carter was in was going to win because he's the greatest dunker of all time.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
like P. Jones, I really agree with you, but whole Dominique and Jordan, that's classic. We'll never get it again.
Hey, but I will say this though. I guarantee you, if we have this conversation in let's say 3-4 years, because I got a feeling Zion is going to give this new generation an elite level dunker for at least 5 seasons, that we're gonna look back and be like, ugh.
Hey, he may do it this year. They just came out today and said that they've asked him and he's contemplating on doing it. He's already going to be in the game, so you're already there. Might as well do it, right? It's not like you can be on vacation or get that break that you were expecting. So if you're going to do it, you want to do it when you're really, really young. Especially in your first 3-4 years in the league, because after that, you probably got already too many miles on your legs, and you don't want to put that wear and tear on your legs. So, I mean, this is tough. But it's really not, because, like you said, you got Vince Carter and Michael Jordan and Dominique. I mean, those guys probably are 3 of the top 5, all-star game dunkers of all time, let alone just pure dunkers, period.
You ain't even say Dr. J. I kind of would like for you to take Mike out and put Dr. J in, but, I mean, that's just me.
Dr. J, I think everybody just knows Dr. J for the free throw line dunk or the first free throw line dunk. But it's like when you watch other guys who do it, like Michael Jordan did it, Zach LaVine did it, but then Zach LaVine did it between the legs. So it's like, that flair isn't still the same. It was just because Dr. J was the first one.
No, but Dr. J won the ABA slam dunk contest. And to me, I also like in-game dunkers too. That's one of the things that made Vince Carter and Sean Kemp. Vince Carter and Sean Kemp was not this was not a give me 30-second time clock and let me pull off my best dunk. The boys was doing that on fast breaks.
Right.
In your face.
And I think in the new school, Zach LaVine, Jason Richards, and Aaron Gordon are probably the best all-star game dunk guys. But in-game is definitely Blake Griffin in the new school, because when that Lob City was live, I mean, it was like SportsCenter. You just get ready to watch 2 or 3 lobs that CP3 was going to throw to him. And, I mean, he was doing between the legs, catching. I mean, it was, that was the first time that we kind of got re-excited, because besides that, nobody was watching the Clippers. If it wasn't for Lob City, nobody was watching the Clippers, And so Blake Griffin kind of brought that swagger back to the league to have, because as Vince Carter kind of faded away into his later 30s, Blake Griffin was that guy who was, and we haven't really had anybody since then. Like Zach LaVine's done a couple here and there, but Anthony Edwards is clearly somebody that's going to be able to dunk for a hot minute. And Zion, we haven't really seen anything yet, but I think as he gets more reps into playing in the NBA, can
I get at Edwards boy a micro yeet? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Baptism.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty. I mean, his head was like literally like eye level with the rim.
The funniest thing I read was somebody said, anybody want to see a dead body? And they showed that dude laid out on the floor. I was like, oh my God.
And then he got up and he was like, oh, hey, he pushed me out with the left. I'm like, dude, just go stand at the free throw line, take your lunch. It's cool. You'll be on a poster in the kid's house real soon. So hopefully next week, I think we're going to go with who the best shooter is. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to have the old school and the new school. So I'm looking forward to this segment in the next few weeks, guys.
It's going to be fun.
All righty. So moving on to the drop, let's talk about some music and some sneakers. KD?
Hey, y'all.
You got some new music for us this week?
Yes, so our new music that we got is Kevin Gates, Only the Generals Part 2, Jim Jones and Harry Fraud with The Fraud Department, Trippie Redd with Pegasus, Lil Zay Osama, Trench Baby, and Kelly Rowland dropped a new album called K. So I haven't checked out any of these, so if anybody has any opinions. Please let me know if any is worth listening.
So that Trippie Redd album is actually with Travis Barker. So it's supposed to be a little different than what Trippie Redd used to, and obviously Travis Barker is obviously known for playing drums and whatnot. So,
hey, KD, how much LSD do I have to take so I can enjoy Trippie Redd?
I have no idea. Sir, do you know?
No, the name kind of gives it a different tone. You don't really have to have I mean, I don't really necessarily listen to him, but trust me, there's a lot of worse people in that category of music. A lot worse, who are even more famous than him. So,
I don't know if I like this name, Lil Zay Osama. Like,
yeah,
these little youngsters getting disrespectful. I guess I'm officially get off my lawn type of old man, because do they not realize that Osama bin Laden like murdered a lot of innocent people through terrorism, and now they naming themselves like
yeah. And then
I'm still tripping on Too Shiesty. I'm still tripping on
Shiesty season.
Yeah. And then like it's crazy because if you view the album, you know how they have the little on Apple Music, it'll have the star by each popular track. They have more than one or two popular tracks. So, you know, that's why I throw them in there.
That's because they family listening to it.
I just looked him up. His real name is Isaiah Dukes. How did you get Lil Zay Osama from that?
Because he disrespectful.
No, because he wanted to be catchy. Because he knows if you put Osama out there, people gonna be like, oh, wait, what?
Well, you know what? I can't be on too high and mighty, because you know we saw rappers who call themselves like Big Meech, you know, stuff like that, which is an infamous drug dealer. So I don't know, but I ain't a fan of that Osama stuff.
Well, we'll get some good stuff with the coaches group, I guess then.
Yeah. So one more thing, I didn't mention this album last year in 2020. But I am listening to the Ellie Goulding album, and I believe it's called something Blue. But Pam, I challenge you to give it a listen. It's pretty good. Just a little. I'm gonna send it to you so that you can.
It had like an R&B type feel, kind of sped up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was actually trending yesterday for she announced her pregnancy. So I thought that was dope because I was listening to the album this week. So I'm gonna say I made her trend on top of her being pregnant.
Who is this again?
Ellie Goulding.
Yeah,
She's
Ellie
one of the
Goulding.
top streamers in the world, so clearly it's not like she can't sing. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and it's a different vibe. So I'm gonna send it to you so you can take a listen. KT, what you got for your coaches groove this week?
All right, so we're going to end the month of love with Beauty by Drew Hill. I think it's the best song. So it's Beauty by Drew Hill. I'm hoping I can make you mine. Another man steals your heart. Beauty is mine. I swear we will never be apart.
Ooh.
Yeah, where was that coaches group early today, KT, at school?
Right.
Bruh, listening to you. Listening to you just made me have a mini stroke sitting over there.
He was singing kind of slow. It was like, okay, this is a real slow version.
I almost started with the shake.
No, it's connection.
Don't do that again, man.
Oh, okay.
It was a connection.
Scoop said he was logging off yesterday.
No,
hey, y'all just hate.
You're going to open some business.
What shoes we got? First of all, B. Jones, I'm mad at you. Why did you not tell me about the silver toe?
Man, you know what? Because I was focused on these taupe hazes. So, I'm gonna have to look into those silver toes. I actually bought a pair of mids that was like them silver toes. I know y'all disrespect the mids.
I love the mids.
Yeah, I know a lot of people disrespect the mids. I think Pam sent something one day where a dude throwing the mids in the trash can. Yeah. That's what he was like. This is how you properly wear a pair of mids. But But Kev, you got the pick. We'll go ahead and knock mine out because I know we short on time. This is the Nike Air Jordan 4, known as the taupe haze. I really wasn't on these shoes at first, but you can't see them in my picture because the picture's so small. But around the front of the shoe, it's kind of a cracked texture on it. And this is an iconic pair of shoes because it was dropped, or it was hinted and released earlier in last year that Travis Scott was going to drop another pair of fours. And y'all know Travis Scott fours, they like unreal. Anything Travis Scott drop is going to sell out like crazy. And so this one's kind of giving us a little taste of what they were planning on bringing out. But just the tongue, everything about this shoe's classic. Right now it's retailing at $200. I know you for a fact you can get it at Foot Locker. I didn't see it at Foot Action. So make sure you logged into the Foot sites or Sheath or maybe I'll put some, I need to put a source out for all of y'all to go click on some of these other different venues. But this is the crazy thing. Resale, not retail. Retailing $200, resale right now on StockX. These shoes are valued between $350 to $400 on average.
Dang.
Already, so it's gonna be a tough snatch.
So I guess you can't really go wrong with them.
Yep, so. This is gonna be a tough snatch. So I got to ask the crew. What are we saying? Gladiators in the arena. I'm going thumbs up on this one.
I wouldn't wear them, but.
Oh, Kev said thumbs down.
Ooh.
You outvoted Kev 4-1.
I'm not feeling the color. That's all. I'm just not feeling it.
But you probably can't see the color good on this picture, Kev.
Well, it should be
it's pretty nice.
Just off the texture, the way you're describing it, and I feel like I can kind of see it. I really do feel like it's a shoe that you got to physically feel.
Yeah.
And
good point, sir.
I've been actually seeing a lot of guys wearing the Jordan 35. And
I like the Jordan 35s.
I'm really consider getting that as my next basketball shoe. I haven't bought one in a couple of years, so
look out for Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, Zion,
yeah,
Kimba. There's a bunch of guys out there that's rocking them
35 right now, so I might have to cop it.
All right. Well, moving on to the Manhattan Project. Katie, what do you have for us this week? Because I have a very simple uncut gems, but it's very important.
Okay, I'll try to make it quick. So before I get off into the topic, I want to let everybody know it's been a while since we've done a TV review, and that is whether it's a show or a movie. So I want everybody to give a watch to a movie on Netflix called I Care a Lot. I watched it Sunday morning. And y'all, it is so good. It's like suspenseful. It kind of makes you laugh. It literally had me on the edge of my seat also throughout the whole movie. It was the first movie that I've ever watched in a long time without ever picking up my phone during the duration of the movie. So y'all watch it and we will talk about it next week.
Hey, Miss Manhattan, I watched the first 10 minutes of that movie and I don't know if I would have made it past the first 10 minutes in real life. I would have blew her brains out. Right outside of the courtroom. Right outside of the courtroom.
Yeah.
My mama like that, it would have been a wrap.
Rigsby Joan, haven't seen it.
I ain't teasing. I ain't dropped no teaser.
Yeah.
Mama.
Right.
No,
this is brains out right there in front of the courthouse.
This is the first 5 minutes of the movie. Just watch the movie. You'll be like, okay, he didn't tell anything, but I'm just telling you how I would have reacted. Straight up, it would have went down. You understand me?
Yeah,
I would have been serving 25 with an L.
In this movie, but there is clearly.
Yeah,
Serge, you know what?
I'll check it out tomorrow.
Yes, watch it. I thought I was going to say something else about it. I can't remember. Yeah, so watch that movie. So my question for y'all is: we briefly talked about Neo and his things that he has going on. He just announced that he is having baby number 5, which is baby number 3 with his new wife. So he was previously married to Monietta Shaw, and he has a daughter and a son with her. And right after she had the last kid, they agreed to get her tubes tied, which now, they got divorced and he's now remarried and is now on his 3rd kid with the new wife. So is he wrong for moving on and having more kids with his new wife after he kind of made his ex get her tubes tied?
I mean, she had control of her body. So if she didn't want to get her tubes tied, she shouldn't have. And the fact that they got divorced and that happened, they were married, you can't put that on him. He's able to go out with another.
I feel like it was her choice to do it. She could have very easily said no. She could have said, "You go get snipped." So
yeah. It's a lot easier to get reversed too. So
Absolutely. And then also, I mean, people have to understand, like, that's where he was at a time in his life with a woman in his life. So maybe they didn't have the best relationship. Maybe she was pressuring him into kids that maybe he wasn't ready to have back when, at that particular time. But that was what, 10 some odd plus years ago. And now he's older, he's more mature. Maybe he is ready for more kids. So, I mean, you can't really be mad at him. I mean, you can, but I mean, it's honestly when the way if she wanted to have more kids, the way medicine is, she can still have 15 more. They reverse stuff and all kinds of stuff these days. So, I mean, I'm not mad at him. I mean, it's a bad look for him, but I mean, that was at a time in his life where he decided he didn't want any more kids with her.
Unless he went if it was like I turn like I'm gonna put the hands on you and have another kid if you don't get them 2 times, that's different. Right. But yeah, like Jeff said in the comments, Callie J, it's something else that was going on in that relationship for that to happen. But as a woman, yeah, she has all the control. So if she didn't want to get her tubes tied, she didn't have to.
Well, you know what? I'm not disagreeing with y'all, but we'll show, right? And nobody want to listen to everybody take the same side. So I'm gonna make an attempt to defend Mayetta. So first and foremost, I want to say that I used to actually go to college with Mayetta. Me and Mayetta were actually good friends. She's from Shreveport, Louisiana. I hope Mayetta, you watching the show. I got your back. So this is what I am gonna say.
Come on, Mayetta, spill the beans.
Yeah. Well, right. I might try to tweet her. I bet you she'll respond to me. But listen, this is the deal. Mayetta didn't have a name for herself. Neo was a name. I'm not saying, Mayetta, you are 100% correct. She had control of her own body. But when you're in the situation as a spouse of someone who is polarizing, because there was about a 10-year period when Neo could do no wrong, and she was basically on his hip in the shadow, you could make yourself feel pressured to do certain things, whether it be cosmetically, maybe if he wanted that, she was doing what she thought was right by him. I don't know their situation, so I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm talking on Neo, forced her or anything like that. But I can tell you, as the underling or the person that's not the breadwinner in a relationship, I can see 100% where she felt pressured to not have any more babies and to have a procedure that she may not have been comfortable doing. And for us to have this conversation and for you to move on and then have other kids after you probably told me, well, let me take probably out, because once again, I'm going against Neo. But for us to have a conversation and saying we don't want kids, and then for you to go on and have kids, I can see that being very hurtful.
No. He said he didn't want any more kids with her.
Right.
He didn't necessarily say he didn't want any more kids, period.
Well, I mean, so what was she supposed to do, though? What was she supposed to do? Because what if you said, well, you don't have the surgery, I'm not going to have sex with you no more. She's trying to save her marriage, or she's trying to stay with this guy, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to get to stay in this. And there's some financial gain and a lifestyle change that comes along with this.
Maybe he saw that and was like, no, we cutting this off right now.
I'm just saying, from her perspective, I can see where that could be extremely hurtful and a very pressurizing situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wanted her to be Miss Independent, basically, right? Hey, and B. Jones, if you really want to get to the bottom of it, go ahead and tweet that tweet, bro. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm gonna try to reach out to her. I'm gonna try to reach out to see if she say hey.
We need to have some positivity from the Tiger Association coming in.
Right? Yeah.
Now she went to Sunsbo. She went to Southern. So.
Okay. Well, wherever.
All right, KD, is that all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got. So for those that missed the first half of the show, the drink feature was called the Douce Smash. So y'all just replay the episode so y'all can get all of the details on that drink.
Look at Kim being the company woman. Good job, Kim.
All right, y'all.
Wait, hold on. I got one more thing. So I am taking up a new hobby. I think I said that like a few shows ago. So I am trying to become a plant mom. So I found this ivy. It's a pothos, and I am propagating the plant. So I cut the plant up, and I'm trying to let it grow some roots. So hopefully it'll start growing, and hopefully I did everything right. So this is like day 3. So I will.
I mean, a Little Shop of Horrors. That plant gonna be like.
Yeah, so I'm
hope it don't hurt you with them allergy attacks.
Right.
yeah, so I'm gonna update y'all in about a month, and hopefully it'll be growing roots, and I'll share pictures and things with y'all. So if y'all have any, to our listeners that are listening, if y'all have any tips or tricks on, or if I'm doing it wrong just by what y'all see, please let me know. So there's my share.
KD, the plant mom.
Yeah, plant mom now.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So real quick for the uncut gems, I know we're running out of time. I just want to know to my three fellas right here, and KD, I guess this kind of applies to you too. Do your well in a different way, but do your wives when you ask what do you want to eat? Is there ever a direct answer, or do y'all have to go back and forth? Because I've been seeing a lot of memes online. Let me tell you, you ask me what I want to eat, I'm gonna be like, I want a 2-piece original with mashed potatoes, green beans, a biscuit, and a Pepsi, and then please make sure you give me a chocolate chip cookie. You ain't never got to ask me what I want to eat and think I'm not gonna know. So, KT, does your wife? Did she like? Oh, I don't know. And then when you throw out something, she's like, Nah, I don't want that. Nah, I don't want that either.
I think that's just universal. That's one of the universal arguments in a relationship.
Is it an argument though? I mean, because you know it's going to happen.
Not an argument, not really a disagreement, but just a positive spat. How about that? A little spat. Like when I'm driving.
Do you not ask and just be like, hey, we going to Chili's and don't give me no lip woman. Just get the car and go.
The argument's going to start if I just go and grab something and she don't want it. See, that's not smart. So it's always the same thing. Hey, what do you want to eat? I don't know. Well, do you want Wendy's? No, I don't want it. Well, you know what? That's just how it goes.
Serge, is your wife like that?
99 out of 100 times she asked me, what do you want to eat? I honestly never really care. I'm not picky. I mean, unless I'm like super, super, super craving something, I never say anything because I honestly, and then she'll be like, well, this sounds good and this sounds good. I'll be like, you can pick any of those and I'll figure out something to eat from there. So I don't, but I do get it, KT. It is a universal thing. It's just like an automatic question every single day that never goes away. And I think it's more necessarily for us in-house, not necessarily what are we going to eat outside. It's like, what are we going to cook based off of what do you feel like eating? So,
okay. B. Jones?
Well, in the time frame that you started this question, I've received a emoji text message that had those big eyeballs looking to the right. So I plead the fifth.
Hey, B. Jones, what do you want for supper?
No, y'all got me in trouble 3 shows ago. So I'm staying away from anything that's gonna make my living arrangement uncomfortable. But I'm gonna tell y'all what though. I say this. My wife is extraordinary. My wife is about options. She likes a lot of options. So is it difficult to find something to eat? Absolutely. But what I will tell you, she's taken me to so many different places. I've eaten and tasted so many different things from an Epicurean perspective that I never thought that I would have eaten. So I owe all of that to her. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, gee, it's tough on a Tuesday night.
All right, KD, your friend.
You want that freedom pie, B. Jones?
Your friend hits you up and says, "Hey, let's go eat." What do you? And he says, "Where do you want to go?" What are you saying? Do you have something in mind, or are you like, especially when you're dating, because you don't know what his pockets are like? Because I'll mess around and say some stuff, and he'd be like, "Well, damn."
Season 52.
Right? Like I thought we were just going to Applebee's, and you trying to go to Perry's. So. Yeah. I mean, what do you usually have an answer or?
No, I like to be surprised and really like I'm off for recommendations. So if you're like, hey, let's go eat this, or it's really what I always go with whatever he wants or what he wants to try. And then wherever I go, like if it's new or whether I've been there, every time I order, I'm like, just surprise me. I always ask wherever we go, like, because it's restaurants, I don't eat fast food. And so it's just like I'll ask the waiter, waitress, what do they recommend out of 2 things? And when they name the 2, then I'll pick 1 from the 2. And then now I can't eat. Y'all, my diet is so limited now, and not like a diet, but just things that I can and can't eat no more. So he can't ask me, what do I want? So now it's really like whoever asks me, it's whatever you want now, because I can't eat nothing. So I'll just have to find something.
I'd say my only caveat usually is if I just really, really recently had something from that location, I don't want to go back there. So
Okay.
I'd rather try something different or eat something different.
Right.
Yeah. And then also, like, I don't want to eat Wendy's every day. I don't want to eat Whataburger every day. I don't want
Hey, you watch your mouth talking about
Yeah,
Whataburger. Now you went too
Be
far.
careful now.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Most of the time you ask me, I might not be able to say where, but I can always tell you what I have a taste for. So,
Yes,
and
and
I
I'm
stopped
the
eating
same.
red meat. So you're going to always hear chicken and fish from me. And I don't really eat sushi. So as long as we go to a sushi place that has other things, I'm good, but I'm usually not very picky.
I'm
So,
glad, I'm glad this is a good topic. I think we should do another week where we do best like late night after you leave the club meal of all time, like your
Yeah.
favorite.
Right.
Pam, but you ain't never missed no meal, Pam.
Oh,
you
never.
You was eating before the show.
Matter of fact,
Backstage, backstage. Y'all ought to see Pam. She had to clean the grease off her mouth before
I literally did. I had to run back over here real quick because I went to Eat Seat. Well, somebody went to Eat Seats for me, and I had the Anyway, it's time for the yeet. B. Jones, who you eating this week?
All right, so this week we are going to yeet 21-year-old Jasmine Harrison. I don't know if y'all heard this story or not, but Jasmine became the youngest female to row across the ocean solo. She actually was able to row 3,000 miles from the Canary Islands to the Antiguas, and the journey took her 70 days, 3 hours and 47 minutes. She did all of this in a 21-foot boat that was named Argo. And this is what's crazy. The boat barely weighed more than me, 550 pounds. And she went 3,000 miles across the Atlantic in this boat. So every day she was doing 20,000 strokes, sleeping for 2 hours, then rowing for 2 hours, hitting about 50 to 60 miles on a daily basis. She was able to accumulate over 88 pounds of chocolate eaten on this journey. So y'all say, well, Brandon, that's cool. But, a lot of women have done this before. Well, let me tell you, 18 women have been able to accomplish this feat. Huh?
Pam included. I can see
that.
All right. So only 18 women have been able to successfully accomplish this feat in a male-dominated sport. She was also able to raise $14,000 for a nonprofit organization known as CMARC. But this is when I knew this was yeet worthy. What made this yeet worthy is with less than 100 miles to go, she ran and collided into a wall of water that she hit at 20 miles per hour while she was asleep. With an injured arm, she had to finish this hike, this marathon, this endurance, and still complete it with the injured arm. And she capsized in this 21-foot boat not once but twice. So Jasmine Harrison, for being the youngest woman to able to accomplish this, push through. You are tenacious, you are exemplary, and you, my gal, you deserve a yeet.
How old did you say she was?
21 years old.
Man,
hey, I also learned something very interesting in the story, though. There's only been 7 African Americans to compete in this event. It's an international event, and last year, or 2019, they had a team of 4 African Americans, and guess what? They were all Black women. They competed in this competition and made it across.
This a whole new meaning to row your boat. Okay. All right, then, y'all, that is going to wrap up our show this evening. Let's do some last minute shout outs before the producers and the editors and the writers get on us. So Serge, who you shouting out?
More of instead of shouting out, I guess I just wanted to give a quick thoughts out to Tiger Woods. Obviously, I didn't want to obviously end the show on a somber note, but I wanted to make sure that we at least mentioned him. Obviously, got in a horrific car accident, and he obviously had some injuries to his legs. I could care less about the golf stuff, but just hopefully that he's okay and that he's able to sooner than later walk. And just prayers out to him and his family.
All right, KT.
Just shout out to everybody who's still recovering from the power outages that we had here in Texas. Shout out to y'all.
B. Jones.
All right, I got quite a few. My grandfather back in Shreveport, Louisiana. I love you. He turned 85. One of my day one best friends, Taz. Holla at your boy. He just celebrated his birthday. Happy trails goes to Boogie Cousins, who's now trying to find a job. I hope he lands here in Dallas. This Saturday night we got a boxing match that Canelo Alvarez, who's considered the pound for pound by many publications, he's fighting this bum named Avani Yildirim. It's a 40-1 odds. So if you got a quick $100 and $200, go throw it on Ivani, because if he upsets this guy, you're going to get paid out of the wazoo. And I also want to shout out the mom out there who has 3 kids, got kicked out of private school, out of Catholic school, because she has an OnlyFans page and was making $150,000 a month.
Wow.
A month. Shout out to her.
Oh, y'all want my own? No. All right then, Katie.
I have a few also. So shout out to all the people that volunteer with donations, with food, anything that people needed over the last week. And that's throughout the whole state of Texas. Everybody was helping everybody. And it was great to see whenever I was driving around trying to find a warm place to go. It was cool that people were helping one another. Like, we forgot about COVID. We forgot about any type of beef or just not liking people or socially distancing. And people were getting out of their cars and helping people get through the crazy weather that we had here in Dallas. Shout out to Sneak for checking on me and then sharing some resources, and a few other friends that reached out. Shout out to y'all.
All right, I want to shout out my parents just because they're wonderful, and I can't wait to go on a little mini vacation with them crazy kids next weekend. So that's all we got for this week, folks. We are running late, but thank you for rocking with us this entire time. And again, this was episode 83, entitled YAC. And make sure you tell a friend, and make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Hit us up on YouTube. All right?
Yeah.
Peace out.
Lil' baby say I'm fly, she see me. I know I got a giant in the drip, but I double cause I'm tired of the vibe, she clingy. And I don't play around with the wrist, when I get it, you already know the vibe, it's VVs. I swear I feel alive when I'm in them, in the yo into the AM, making vibes on repeat. And I ain't gotta lie, you see these. She said she want a vibe, she need 3. Each one for my boys, my teamies. Swimming through the riches with my squad, believe me. Iced out Audemars, Philippe's. Big dog since a gin, know I'm 8. Cook and let them know I'm different raw with the 8. Do this for my sons, I know it's mine for the taking. Lil' baby, look like she the type that be playing. Slide and I skate this. She done me probably thinking who this.